Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Not a question I should ask, I suppose. But I'm coming on here today to tell you directly from the Lord. He says, comfort ye, my people, says your Lord. Comfort ye, my people, says your Lord. He says he's heard the flood of tears all over the land. He's heard your tears, and his heart has answered. He says he sent the answer already. Even before you cried, he sent the answer, justice and righteousness. So take heart, my people. Take heart is what I hear God saying. I remember in Psalm 131, and David said, and I'm going to read verse 2, but I have calmed and quieted myself. I'm like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I'm content. I remember my good friend Lucinda when she was weaning her son, Ben. It's a long time ago. I was there. And she was sitting on the ground crying because she had to wean her son from her breast. And her son was crying because he was weaned from the breast. And he was crying like this. You know how you cry from the depths of your heart? You just cry. And that's the cry that's going across the land right now, all across the land. There's a cry from the depths of the heart, not only because of what happened, but what happened has met all the things that's in our heart already that we needed answers for. And suddenly there's this cry, this one accord. Listen, we needed one accord at Pentecost. Maybe it didn't come, and I'm just getting this download. Maybe the one accord didn't come the way we expected, but all across the land, even in London, all across the land, there is such a cry because of George Floyd. There is such a cry of anguish, just like that Ben when he was weaned from his mom. Here he was so used to being fed one way, and suddenly it was snatched from him. But not only was he crying, his mother was crying because she felt the anguish. She felt the loss, but she knew she needed to wean him. School's going to come up soon. You can't take the breast and go to school with ease. You have to wean. You have to drink from the cup. And so think of God like my friend Lucinda, my good friend Lucinda, whose heart was breaking because of her. I see her sitting there just crying and Ben. But Ben just give birth, fathered a baby probably a month or two ago. So this baby Ben, who was weaned and still crying in anguish because he wasn't getting food the way he was used to, now he's got to learn to take food a different way. But he calmed down. His heart quieted, and that's what David was saying. I've quieted myself. And that's what God is telling you to do now. Quiet yourself. Quiet yourself. Okay, so you focused on this emotion, you fed on it, and now he's saying, wean yourself away from the anguish. Quiet yourself and look to me. Because if we don't look, we might miss what he's doing. We might miss the great things that he's doing right now. Don't focus on all the chaos that's around you. So comfort ye, I hear God saying, comfort ye. He says in Isaiah 1:18, now as we let the dust settle, he says, come, let us reason together. Talk to him. Let us reason together. Isaiah 41:11 says, ask me of things to come as my sons. Ask me what is to come. So all over the earth, in one accord, one man has brought our hearts into one accord. Not one heart is untouched. I'm telling you now, even the one who's done it, his heart is touched because we're all created by God. So we all have a touch of good in us. We've allowed too many of us the good to be drowned by the voices around us. That's not the voices we need to hear. So that's what I have to tell you today. Comfort yourself, wean yourself off of all the emotions and begin to drink from the Lord. Begin to drink from his cup. Begin to ask him. Begin to seek him. His answers are here already. He is going to answer. You will see it. And something I hear him saying all across the land, he's going to send signs that can only come from him, like snow falling across the whole earth at this time. So look for his signs that tells you, yes, this is happening. Yes, this hurt, this pain, but I am here. You see, when Lucinda weaned her son from her breast, she didn't stop feeding him. No, she didn't. She took care of him, gave him all that he needed, all that he needed. So God is not stopping. And you know, with all the things that have happened, that even some of us have partaken in evil during this time, we've allowed our anger to make us do evil. Even in that, God is saying, I love you. I care for you. You're mine. I've called you by name. Isaiah, Psalm 131, verse 3 says this, Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. And where Israel is being spoken of, we are part of Israel as believers bought by the blood of Christ. So he's saying, comfort you. His answer is here. As you lay on your bed at night, rest in him. He's going to give you dreams. He's going to give you answers. He's going to come to you in miraculous ways. Comfort ye. And the last thing I want to bring to you is Isaiah 45. God says, all flesh, that means the entire world will see my glory. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. I want to take a tiny pause to see if God is speaking anything specifically to anybody out there. I hear somebody saying, call me out. Call me. I need a word from God. Yes, you do need a word from God. But God says, I have given you the word. And the word that I've given you, my cousin Christine is watching. And I'm not, I hear Christine. I'm not saying it's you because you're here, but I can't escape it. Christine, I hear Christine. God is saying, I have answered you. That thing that I told you that seems strange, and she says, no way. He says, that is me. Revisit it and expect it. I have answered you. It has to do something with your son. It has to do something with him in college. So allow God to speak to your heart. I hear Najee. Najee. God is answering you. God is coming to you. He's coming to your house tonight. So expect him to answer you with fire. He's coming to you and answer that thing that only he can answer. So be encouraged. Be encouraged. God's got a now word for you because he loves you. He cares deeply about you. And in this hour, he's at work. So be encouraged. God bless you.